Hey, Lao Lies Guy! Sideburns ZA. You know what? Yesterday around lunchtime, I had an idea for a video for my Wu Jiao channel. You can see there that I haven't done one for about 3 months. But I thought, I better do a comeback video first so that viewers are aware that the channel is active again. It's been down for 3 months. And, if you have a good idea for a video, you want people to watch it. So I thought I'd do a comeback video first. So I was pretty happy to be getting back out there again. Packing up all my gear for a photo shoot. And I thought I'd have a coffee first. So as I'm having my coffee, I remembered, I did say that I might go back to the main segment of your show and take a look at that part it's the clone girl? So at first I thought, just take a quick peek. And then it caught my interest as I'm watching it. It was really confusing and intriguing. But little did I know it would become a really, really deep rabbit hole. I ended up watching your full segment, and it drew me even further into the rabbit hole because there was no way what you guys were saying was true. You were saying that the Russian and Chinese governments were going to use her clone for propaganda because she looked like a typical Russian woman. But in Russia, there's like almost 4 times as many women as Ukraine. So why would they do that? If you guys did your homework, you guys know that this is a really deep rabbit hole. And I can't use all of your video and all of her video and then do my conclusions. Your video is 20 minutes, hers is 15. That's 35 minutes already. I like to try to keep these under 10 minutes if possible. So what I've done is I've kind of taken out only what I thought was important, that what you guys said was important, that I thought she said, and then I've added my conclusions at the end. I'll probably throw in a comment here and there between clips.
She's not a big YouTuber. She's a small-time YouTuber, and she just got alerted by some of her followers that her image was being used on Chinese social media.
This is not just a re-upload. This is not just a person pretending to be someone. This is not just using an AI model to make someone have a face filter that looks like you.
If you would have stopped there, I think you would have been correct. I think it's just a face filter. I'm not sure if AI is involved in making face filters. It's basically like a digital mask.
Like we could do a face swap.
Sure.
This is a girl that is online, separate from the Chinese internet.
As you'll see later, it's questionable whether or not she's separate from the Chinese internet.
That has been used to make hundreds, if not thousands, of accounts.
I could find no evidence of hundreds and definitely not thousands of accounts
that make her speak like her normal voice in Chinese to promote Chinese propaganda.
That's going a little too far. I would say the voice part is definitely subjective.
I find the craziest thing is, yes, we all know you can do a deep fake and stuff like that, right? But this is to a point where it has realistic motion and the voice is speaking a different language in her voice with the way that she would move her mouth in the videos.
But you realize she's Ukrainian, and they're using her as a Russian propagandist on Chinese social media, along with Putin.
Hey, Sideburns EA, did you see a video of her with Putin, or did you just taken her word for it from her videos?
These are definitely very heavy in the propaganda side of things. And I say that because a lot of these accounts are saying things that would lure Chinese people into a nationalist trap. Where they're like, oh, I bet Russian girls will come to China to marry Chinese, right? That's a common thing that you see. And then it's like promoting the relationship between Russia and China.
And I think the reason they chose her is she looks like what the stereotypical idea of a Russian in China is. 100% a possibility that this is linked to the Chinese government because this is the kind of propaganda they want.
Hey, Sideburns EA, 100% the possibility is like saying definitely maybe.
You know, it's really effed up is using a Ukrainian to do Russian propaganda with images of Putin.
This is not Olga. Her name is April and she's been living in China for 8 years. She has my voice, my face, and she speaks fluent Mandarin. And here's Natasha. She's the 31-year-old Russian woman who decided to come to China to sell and advertise Russian food. The narratives my clones were voicing sounded like blatant propaganda. Every single account that used my face seemed to have a hidden agenda that they were pushing.
Where she likes saying how much she likes Russia and how much Russia needs Chinese economic support. And let's see what she actually has to say in regards to it. Russian people will always remember. I really appreciate China. While everyone else is moving away from Russia, only China is behind the quiet support when other countries reject Russian stuff.
For me, that part would have held more weight if it showed us the translation, but let us hear what she's saying.
What's interesting is that it's not only Natasha and April.
Okay, including the screenshot on her tablet right there, she's about to show you 14 different accounts, all from the social media app in China called Xiaohongshu.
There's also dozens of other clones that you can see right here. And all of these clones is what you guys have been sending me, because some people have been sending me all of these different accounts that I didn't even know existed.
In the hundreds of videos that I've watched, the majority of my clones seem to talk about how great the relationship between Russia and China is and how much Russia needs Chinese economic support. As a Ukrainian, this has obviously been infuriating for me. After all, my family has to hide during air raid sirens, and hundreds of thousands of my fellow Ukrainians are getting displaced, injured, or killed because of the Russian attacks.
I'm about to check each of the 14 accounts that she provided on her screenshots. If she's in a video with Putin, you think it would be in one of these accounts, right? Lucky for me, there's an account number on each screenshot, which makes it very easy to check the account. If there's no account there, you'll hear this. You should take note that every one of the 14 screenshots she provides, she's showing as active accounts and loaded with videos. Sorry about that. I hope all the buzzing didn't startle anyone within earshot. But 8 out of the 14 accounts that she listed come up with nothing. They're non-existent. And they look like this when I open them. The next 2 look like this. There are no videos, but it appears to be her in the avatar. Not only do they have no videos, she actually put the same screenshot in twice. So out of 14, we're left with 4. So this is the first one of the 14 videos that is an actual open account and has videos of her on it. There are 7 videos. The oldest comment on there is 4 weeks old. And I have to admit, if she didn't give consent, this is pretty disgusting. This next one is an account with 4 videos of her. The avatar is not her, and the oldest comment is 6 weeks old. The reason I'm bringing up how old the comments are is that she made her video 4 weeks ago. This next channel has 15 videos of her, and the oldest comment is 4 weeks old. But something's really weird here. If you notice on her screenshots, this screenshot actually has 7 videos on it, and there's actually 15 on the channel. And also, her screenshot is showing a white background, and you can see the avatar there. But that's not actually what the channel looks like. This is her screenshot, and this is the actual channel. This next channel has 13 videos of her, and the oldest comment is 4 weeks old again. And if Putin was going to be in one of these things, I think it would be on this channel, because it's the only one with the split screen videos. And I don't see him there anywhere. Now I'm going to show you the most popular video I could find of her on Xiaohongshu. The video runs in a loop, so at the end of this loop, I will include a translation so you can see what she's saying, but keep in mind that the translation can't tell the difference between he and she, so sometimes it might get that mixed up. And also, Ölosu is Russia, so you'll hear the word Russia several times.
最近评论区好多人说，想让我嫁到中国，但是你们可能不知道，如果因为俄罗斯姑娘嫁给中国小伙，她开始只能拿到家庭团聚签证，这意味着接下来的5年时间，她不能工作，也无法申请工作签证，所以在这5年内无法获得经济来源，全靠你供养她。如果她违反了规定，就会被遣返回俄罗斯。在这种情况下，你还敢去俄罗斯姑娘吗？
If you ask me, the whole thing's a little bit fishy here. The majority of the accounts are non-existent. Her screenshots don't match with the actual channels, and I didn't see Putin anywhere. So I know I'm coming up on 10 minutes, but just bear with me for a second here. There's a couple of other odd things. This channel here, this Root SH, it's a Billy channel. If you look there where the red circle is, it says Learn English Together in English. And basically it looks like it's supported by contributors, and Olga is included in this group, and she's right there. And like I said, it seems to be supported by contributors. And there's 15 videos on, if you click on her, there's 15 videos, and they all appear to be actually her, not face filters. So now just a couple of Photoshop errors to throw a wrench into the mix. You see how the name is cut off there, but the avatar is still there? That's not how it works. If you move the page, the avatar and the channel name move together. It's not supposed to look like this. This one's a little bit harder to spot, but it's quite obvious when you take a close look. You see the circle there where she's got the followers, the blue, and actually you can see a darker blue outline around the box. Why is there a darker blue outline around the box? That's not what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to look like this. And then there's her boyfriend, who's studying computer science at Stanford and apparently cuts delivery pizza with a knife. I didn't even mention the fact that there are several women in China named Natasha, which Olga talked about at the beginning of her video. They are all actually Russians, have blonde hair, and look similar to Olga, and can speak Chinese. Plus, in the cloning video, I wouldn't say Olga has a thick Ukrainian accent, but it is very noticeable. Apparently Olga is living in Germany, but if you go to her channel, click on her first video, Olga was living in the US, and her accent was undetectable. Strange, right? What's my conclusion? Using your words, Sideburn ZA, I think there is 100% the possibility that Olga and her computer science boyfriend created the whole thing to grow her YouTube channel. Even with all the non-existent accounts and lack of Putin video, I probably wouldn't think that. Those two little Photoshop errors indicate a scam. Why would they need to Photoshop any part of the story? That indicates that likely a lot more than this was Photoshopped, but done very well.